Welcome back to the North American LCS and our next match of the day, a battle for 4th place between Team Curse and Team Dignitas. And for Dig, this is a back-to-back rematch with the last win going to Curse.
Yeah, and also Dignitas had a disappointing 1-3 Super Week, and it is worth pointing out that they actually haven't had a winning week since week 2. And the last match Dignitas played against Curse, Scar in particular, had a really tough time getting going in the mid lane as Lulu, a champ that other players have been having great success with. 0-3-0 is just... Scar has to do better than that.
Yeah, we saw Voyboy score a quadra kill with her, and he has been a bright spot on Curse.
Yeah, Curse actually also had a very different Super Week. They went 3-1, only losing to Cloud9. And in their last game, which was against Dignitas, it was a 31-minute decisive victory. They actually held Dignitas to 3 total kills as a team. This matchup itself has just been completely one-sided.
Yeah, with that, Voyboy took our Week 8 mid lane OP honor, but we've seen all the players starting to step up.
Yeah, Quas in particular has a lot of success in the top lane against Cruiser. He has a 19 KDA against Dignitas here, especially Cruiser there. Then in the bottom lane, Bunny Fufu also seems to be meshing well with the team. He took first blood, netting Kiwi Kid a death there, and has been making great initiations for his team with pretty much heat-seeking thresh hooks.
And Bunny Fufu wasn't just a new man on the team, but a new player to the NA LCS stage. And with his team's help and guidance, he's made a quick transition from hopping through the forest to playing in the bigs.
Bunny Fufu hopping into the bot lane to take over for St. Vicious.
He's been around the challenger scene for a really long time.
I got contacted by my friend Chaos, and he's like, hey, Curse wants to try you out because they're trying out some supports. And I'm like, sure, let's do it.
We were in a rush. We had Super Week coming up, and we needed to get a new player ASAP.
We tried out a few different supports. We tried playing with him, and immediately things felt really, really good.
Right now I see him as a really good addition to the team just because I think he fits with us really well. We have kind of similar personalities, all of us.
I think everyone just kind of clicked, and it felt like the right move.
If we're following trends, it could be a really good start for Bunny Fufu here.
Hi, welcome to Kirk's house.
Hey. How's it going? Going in the house, I was pretty calm just because I know I've talked to everyone before. They're like really cool guys.
He was with his mom. They were pretty happy and excited.
Here, Bunny, I got you a bunny.
We actually bought him like a stuffed bunny little plushie thing, and Cop gave it to him. It was a little awkward, but it was the gesture.
I kind of had an idea of how it was going to be like, and it's kind of what I expected.
The synergy is going to be the question. This is the 6th support Cop has played with in the past year alone.
The main difference of playing like amateur and professional is that you're at a LAN environment and being able to deal with, I guess, the crowd and the nerves they bring.
A really important thing that we did is that we didn't hype up the LAN.
It's no different from like playing the game at your home. It's the same game, same champions, everything's the same. It's just the best way to succeed is to just try to not treat it any differently.
Never really played in jeans before, so weird.
I guess you just practice a few games playing in jeans to make sure it doesn't like cut off your blood circulation or something. But it should be pretty similar.
Going on stage, I actually had like a couple hours before the LCS actually started to like go up there and play some bot games. I think that really helped. I was just like up there. That was probably a good warm-up, I guess, too.
He tries to throw it out. He can't get the second one off to even stun.
Bunny Fufu actually got the kill.
Usually bottom lanes, when you switch out a player, they need more time to, I guess, synergize together. And I think for the first week, we did very well.
Yeah, winning the first game is definitely a plus. I think like everyone else that's new joins like wins their first game or something. I've been hearing that a lot.
It definitely felt like the biggest success we've had as a team. We pretty much racked up as many wins in Super Week as we had in previous like 4-week sessions of each split. So the focus right now is trying to be top 4.
Keep improving and keep pulling out wins and try to get into a top 4 finish.
I'm definitely really excited to help Curse get to top level play again. So I think we can go far if we keep practicing.
So the start of this season was actually a lot of teams switching things up. We have to remember that Curse switched out the entire lineup, then bringing Bunny Fufu in.
Third different support this split already.
Right. Well, with that, we're going to get right into the game. So let's check out the starting lineups. On the blue side, it is Curse. Kawaz in that top lane, Dominate in the jungle, Voyboy in mid, Cop at 80 carry, and none other than Bunny Fufu on support.
And on the red side, it is Team Dignitas. Cruiser in the top lane, Crumbs in the jungle, Skara in mid lane, I'm a Cutie Pie on 80 carry, and Kiwi Kid on support.
Kiwi Kid indeed rocking. He's kind of just laid back in the chair. Dignitas is always so calm before the games.
They used to always just joke and laugh.
Yeah.
All before the game. I think they still do.
I think they still do quite a bit.
Cutie Pie has a unique sense of humor.
Yeah. I love you. Whenever you see the videos that go up on Reddit between either Kiwi Kid or Cutie Pie, somebody else is always louder in the background. Usually it's Kiwi screaming his head off when something ridiculous happens, like Cutie Pie's 3-kill Draven.
The Draven.
The recent one on Reddit. Yeah, and you just hear Kiwi screaming in the background like a banshee.
Well, that's one of the big reasons they actually moved Kiwi Kid down into support is because obviously Patoy put up really big numbers for them when he left the team, and Kiwi Kid didn't have much success in the top lane. And no one really thought that it would work moving, the LCS Death Leader in top lane to support, except for Dignitas themselves. And honestly, I don't think Cutie Pie has played better with any other support.
That's true.
And Kiwi Kid has really taken well to being a playmaking support.
And just as Rise was played and banned out, Cruiser has gotten the same treatment for Jace now as he gets banned out of the game.
That's more of just, I feel like not being used to dealing with the uniqueness of it all. Dignitas kind of used Jace as a makeshift Sivir, in a sense, and would just use the move speed to run people down.
Seems plausible. Worked pretty well.
Yeah.
Got some great engagements through that gate with the Talisman of Ascension. It's so fast. Gotta go fast. We'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if Quaz got himself a Trundle coming into this game. He has just been loving that. Absolutely.
Yeah, does Cop play Sivir? No, he does not. If it goes through back to Dignitas, I would kind of expect them to do that. Just general move speed compositions.
Yep.
Against Curse in particular, are very effective. Curse has had, if I'd say they have an Achilles heel this split, it's just been positioning and just inability to force the right team fights. If the other team has a move speed advantage on them, it just kind of exacerbates that problem.
Funny Fufu's Thresh is there, but it looks like they're going for Voyboy's Quadra Lulu. That's where it's going. We actually saw Lulu on supports during Super Week as well, so figuring that one's in mid for now. We'll see what Dignitas has on the other side. That Annie so far locked in right away for Kiwi.
Especially when you think way back, as we see a Rise that could actually be mid lane. That could actually be a mid lane Rise because Scar used to play a lot of Rise.
Yes, sir.
We think all the way back to when Voyboy was on Dignitas. And Dignitas was the first to run like a super heal shield composition. When they ran a solo lane Lulu, it was actually Voyboy who did Lulu in the top lane for Dignitas, and Scar would do Soraka in the mid lane. Which kind of goes to show you when they both ended up playing Lulu last week, Voyboy got like 11 kills and a quadra kill, and then Scar went 0-3. So it's definitely more of a Voyboy champion.
Curse now waiting to pick out here. Actually get the Pantheon through. Dominate has 14 bans for Pantheon against him.
But not today.
But not today. We'll see what they decide to lock in. They see Horizon and Annie. Quite a bit of crowd control right now coming in from Dig if they get an engage.
Yeah.
Looks like it might be Elise with Pantheon left open. A lot of people going for Elise.
Yeah, not necessarily. How much has Dominate played it, though? Only 4 times. Yeah. Still second most played jungler. He's had a lot of success on it. It's a highly aggressive jungler.
Like Dominate.
Ooh, you know what? They're going to do that Elise Thresh combo again. We could maybe see a repeat of the gank kill where he just takes the lantern at exactly the right time, goes in and gets the stun. I think there's definitely going to be a Thresh as the last pick for Curse.
Looks like Crumbs takes his Lee Sin back out as well. He's 2-2 on that. Looks like he's trying to better his score there. Quaz for the top lane. You've seen him choose quite a few things. He had 4 straight Trundle games coming into Super Week. Pretty crazy. He loves his Trundle right now. We'll see what they have. I have played against that Swain. It's not fun.
It's too bad that they're hovering on it, which generally means they're not going to lock it in, but that would be so cool because Voyboy could absolutely take Lulu into the top lane, and it would allow Quas to play his mid lane Swain, which is devastating, and he just doesn't get to bring it out. It's one of his signature
to Crumbs. He thinks he can do the damage. Crumbs gets the safeguard over, blocking some of the execute. Wild growth from over the wall. Quaz is going to live. The lifesteal. Is it good enough? And it is. Dominating the rest of the team. Come in as the cavalry.
What a support move by Boy beating Scar up there. That's why Curse is so lethal at this point in the game in a fight where they were very outnumbered early and Quas got completely caught off guard. They were still able to come out on head. See, he jumps very quick on the Cruiser, immediately realizes the error of his ways.
Hasn't even moved yet.
Yeah, if you look in the mid lane, Lulu just moves now and he makes it all the way up there while he's regenning in his death form. A very timely save there right before the execute would have hit from Lee Sin. It baits Crumbs in, then he gets the lifesteal from his W. And Scar's in trouble as well.
Uh-oh, still going hard, Curse. Maybe taking a little too much off of what they just got, but they make sure they chew all their food before they swallow this one. They're going to go ahead and get the first turret in mid lane. Finally starting to drop down the structures, starting to deny that vision to Dignitas, and it looks like they're not going to stop anytime soon.
Yeah, all off of that crazy fight in the top lane. They're able to get a lot more than this. Taking down that turret very quickly. Crumb's trying to defend it, but they just do not have the cavalry to stop this.
It's like they'll have the shield, nicely going on to Quas, and they take it down. Ooh, great plays by Curse. They've really lately been taking a definitive hold on their leads and doing something with them. A lot of times team will be okay with that lead and they'll just say we'll do better through the dragons and getting turrets.
And it's often been Curse this season. That was pretty much the last moment where they could have made that move. And it was also a bit more of a reaction than a force from them, honestly. Dignitas did a great job of baiting Quas, but it was just a very good response back from Curse. Do have to point out, though, the Aatrox Bloodthirst doing twice as much healing when he's below half health was so clutch there for Quas in that last fight. And he's continuing to stack the Magic Resist.
Well, Quas seems like an expert of putting himself in those situations and coming out on top. A little bit of help from the team there was required, but it still made it look quite flashy. Rabadon's built up now by Voyboy. That quadra-kill is coming a lot more of a possibility again. See if the last Whisper might be finished up. Actually, the pickaxe built in with Cop here as he had a little bit of gold. You can see he goes actually straight for the last Whisper for that penetration in his build.
I really wonder what Cutie Pie is doing with his build as well. He's kind of trying to trademark that Ghostblade Lucian for the culling, but he just kind of threw in a BF sword before he started building towards his Ghostblade. Might be looking for a little bit of just extra AD really early on for small bursts of damage, but not as much sustain. This dragon fight's going to be huge. Dignitas actually has a superior position for this one, and Cruiser does have a couple items. He's not quite where he wants to be yet.
This actually is great positioning, especially with an Orianna. If she can come from the side with the Shockwave, which Skara has completely backed off. He's at Wolves, so the team has called that they really aren't going to fight this. No, he gets with the team.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Curse is too strong to take off.
Yeah.
Also, like the Bloodthirster Last Whisper build for a Cop, that is basically the ace in the hole build. You could see it caught Crumbs completely by surprise how much damage it did, because he is completely itemized basically for that skill, and it's another thing that stopped Dignitas from coming in for that dragon.
Usually you'll see a team bring out the sweepers when they're in the lead so they can keep control, but Dignitas is trying to regain control, putting 3 sweepers on the map now. See what they can do with that. Top lane, or top jungle, has Cruiser and Scar in it right now, so they're not really looking to engage. Dignitas is just looking to stay alive, but now 6,000 gold behind.
Yeah, this is about what Curse needed to stay ahead of Dignitas' evolving champions here. Cruiser's still not even able to finish that Archangel staff. His tier is only 475 of 750 on Rise, and they continue to get pushed in here. 3 turrets to 0. Maybe bot lane would be a good place for Curse to go next. They have to be a little bit careful because Baron is still alive on the map, but it would be another nice logical move for Curse to try and make a play.
It's going to start getting harder and harder for Dignitas to really retaliate in these fights too. Quas level 14 to Cruiser's 12 right now. Skara has kept up. He's 14 as well, but that discrepancy means somebody's dying real quick in the fights.
I think that ward just saw Curse coming in, but that's a tough escape.
Oh, they try to lock down Kiwi, but he gets Tivers out. Good wild growth actually continues to fight. I thought Dig was getting out of this one. but Curse has the lockup required. Bunny Fufu says we can keep this one going.
Oh, no.
A shockwave onto 2 just on the right side, but here comes Quas. A huge implosion of damage going out. 4 members down, and Cruiser is left wondering on the other side of the map.
Monstrous play there by Curse. Exactly the move they wanted to do. Dignitas was sticking around at an old and dead turret, basically. Curse comes in. The stun lands for both sides, which just delays it. Then just the move speed provided by Lulu and the slowing of Good Lance allowed them to chase down. And then because Aatrox had such a big lead, he comes in for the cleanup. Even though the shockwave was able to hit 2, Quas hits 2 as well and just blows them up. This could be an inhibitor turret.
A completely in-your-face composition. Trying to hook one out there. Curse is going to have to be a little careful. They do blow a flash on that one. Cop has to stay safe, but they get themselves out alive with all 5 members and Talisman because they can.
Yeah. Big power play. 6 turrets to 0 now, Rib.
Yeah.
Curse taking all of the advantages that they would want to in the mid-game, and now that we're approaching late game here, they're just so far ahead. It might not matter that Dignitas has the Rise Orianna combo. The magic resist has been stacked up by Quas, Banshee's Veil, Maw, and a Mercury Treads. Plus, Cutie Pie just hasn't been fed enough to slice through Aatrox.
Crumbs might try to go for something. He does see the gauntlets. It looks like he's going to back off on that. Scar's going to shield himself up, grab mid lane, so Dig starts to grab a bit of that gold. Hopefully, it works out for Skara. His Rabadons is finished. Skara also has a blue elixir on him as well. They're trying to make an impact in these fights.
Scar does a lot of that. Generally, when he builds his death cap, he will also build a blue elixir. He is going to need to be the catalyst for a big play. He'd have to land a big shockwave, but I mean, just look at all the magic resist that Curse is starting to put together. Unless he was able to catch Cop with something, I feel like they're just going to be laughing off his Orianna damage at this point. With no magic penetration and what has become 185 magic resist on Quas, they just don't seem to have the firepower right now.
And your initial burst of damage is going to be hit by a Banshee's Veil, so you're already missing out on that. They are so far ahead with gold that those Banshee's Veils are pretty much going to nullify the fight Dignitas brings to the table. And
it's really unfortunate, too, because Dignitas' wards are all in the wrong spots. They put a bunch of forward wards into Curse's jungle that are just useless for them right now because Curse is going for that inhibitor.
Looks like they're going to get it. Completely flexing their muscles here in the base of Dignitas. Ace in the hole goes out. Cruiser actually not taking too much damage on that one. He's got a chain vest for himself, so he stays healthy. Crumbs looking on the outside. He himself just hits level 12. Tries to go over the team. It's going to be big damage from Timbers. The Culling comes out. Focus on a Scar. The hook goes down. Dominates very low, but Scar gets out and he drops back to Cutie Pie. Takes him down. A good shot coming in from Cop, and the team is trying to focus on Quas, but he is just stealing so much health back that he does not go down.
And he would still have his passive even if he fell. Bunny Fufu did go down, and Crumbs goes way in.
Looks like Crumbs goes down himself. Quas is going to eat that one up. Bloodwall keeps him safe in the initial fight as he walks his way out. The rest of the team, they are limping away, but Curse with the victory there.
Yeah, inhibitor and 2 kills. They ate a wallop of Dignitas AoE damage in that fight as well, but they were still able to come on top. Just watch the combos here from Dignitas. They do actually get a really good shockwave from Skara. But as we said, they can kind of laugh off that damage. If he had a little bit of magic pen, it would have been enough. They just couldn't get the finish here. And then Crumbs gets a, he must just get a little bit baited here or something. He thinks he could finish off Void Boy, but he had another shield. And that is the frustration of playing against an AP Lulu. Crumbs goes down. Lee Syndrome.
Yeah, I think I can.
Yeah,
Lee Syndrome.
Everyone can sympathize with that.
Got to hit the Q. Looking at just about a 10,000 gold lead coming in here. About 9,000 actually, right on the dot we should say. 6-1. It's very big for Curse right now. They've got the map opened up. They can pretty much do what they want. And Quas, again, playing these champions, he can just become a single menace on and really cause the whole team to have to focus him.
Curse has a couple of those.
Yep.
Just for context, Void Boy's help pick shield is 504 right now. If he uses Wild Growth, he's not even level 16 yet. It would do 670. He'll be getting
it's like 1,000.
Even more health.
Like 1,000 extra safety. Doesn't suck whatsoever. 12-5, just about 29 minutes into this one. Crumbs trying to do what they can to clean up these wards. Like you said, they have a lot of forward wards, but they're not able to use any yet. They just know when Curse is coming for a really long time.
Yeah. Well, they were there 20 seconds ago. They might be here now.
They should be here great estimate. 3-0 and 5 for Voyboy, 3-0 and 4 for Cop. They're coming out quite strong in this game. We said when Voyboy gets that Lulu, he's able to put himself on top and help carry the team, and he's doing just that.
Big Baron force right here. A lot of things can come out of Fog of War and catch Dignitas when they try and get vision control. Also, I'm a Cutie Pie is stuck defending the super minions in the bottom lane. That's the best inhibitor to take down if you're blue side, by the way, because someone does have to station themselves to defend it, and it is as far away from Baron as you can get that person. So Curse basically having a 4v5 here. They can take down Baron quickly, but it still would be a real possibility if Crumbs can get in for the attempt.
Here's Bunny Foofo. He's on the backside with Voyboy, keeping him safe. Ace of the hole. Ooh, Scara very low there, about 1,000 HP to his name. They hook up Crumbs to make sure he can't get in the pit, but everybody's going to have to turn off. Dominate's trying to do Baron by himself right now. This could maybe be a bad situation. Cruiser getting a kill for himself. Baron goes to Dominate. Looks like 4 will hold it, and they decide to back out.
Yeah, Curse kept a couple people inside the pit there. Knowing that it wasn't all 5 of Dignitas, they thought they could win the fight anyway. They just took 1 death for a Baron buff on 4. Most likely worth it. They should be looking for a turret dive once they go back and shop.
Look at 4 pink wards around the Baron. They only have 1 more. It's not. Is it on the map?
Oh,
No.
He's going to be
Somebody
going
could
for
put
Cutie
one
Pie.
down.
Cutie Pie staying.
Nope.
He has no armor.
Wait a minute.
No armor on Quas, but can he stick him around long enough?
He thought
Right
Cutie
here.
Pie's guns around safety. Absolutely not.
Backup has arrived.
Gonna get a turret. Oh, he's safe now. Cutie Pie better put those on safety. Try to teleport home. Oh, the super minions are doing so much. Haha, spikes to the face. Kill coming in for Curse. Looks like they're going to be able to push the bottom lane. With Baron down now, they're pretty much objective free. They can fly around the map wherever they want.
Yeah, they might... It's an interesting lane for them to start going down. They know the inhibitor is respawning soon. The announcer just tipped them off. They're going to be trying to get a refresh on that inhibitor fairly shortly. Let's see.
Timing it very nicely. Looks like they're going to get themselves well into position before Dignitas can respond. Also, really weren't there for it. I was going to say the minion wave was already pushing up, so nobody from Dig was there to clear it. They're just trying to play it so they don't all die because they know it's such a possibility with Curse being so far ahead. Banshee's Veils are getting popped off with that command move of Scar's Ball, but they're not really putting down too much damage.
Yeah, and even though it's about a 10,000 gold differential, this game has been close because Curse is kind of racing against time playing against Dignitas here. The fact that they've taken this inhibitor now a second time in only 31 minutes is just what Curse had to do to win this game. They're going to probably rotate all the way around to the other lane and get those outer turrets out of the way.
Glacial Shroud built up on Cruiser. These fights are going to be a little bit longer now for Dignitas. They can start to cycle that power more than once. Both Ryze and Orianna become great champions to outplay somebody, be able to dish out a ton of damage in a fight. They can really surprise you. Dig's looking to put a lot of priority on those two to come out big in the fights. 13-6 at 32 minutes. We'll have to see if they can do anything about a Baron coming up, if they can hold it. It's still ticking down, about 1.5 minutes left on to Curse. So we've got about 4.5 before Baron spawns.
Yeah, Quas, I'm wondering if they're going to try to do a split push with him as they have done in the past with the lead, or if they can just 5-man turret dive. The longer they wait as well, the more dangerous this becomes. I think when Scar gets a Void Staff is when those shockwaves that he's been landing very well could actually have a monstrous impact in team fights. Like I said, this game is closer than it appears by looking at the score screen. The Baron buff is up right now. It's very real possibility Curse wins the next fight and just wins the game, but if they don't, if that gets turned around, they would be in very real danger of losing this game outright.
We can't forget about Cutie Pie either. He's definitely got the right build going in here, not going for the Last Whisper. Who's he need it for? Goes for the Infinity Edge because he's not looking at any armor. That can make an impact.
Everybody on Curse is just stacking magic resistance, almost to a fault. I mean, we saw how quickly I'm a Cutie Pie procced the Quas passive in that split push. I mean, now the Quas has 242 magic resist. That is great. He is going to try and isolate Ryze, but if the whole Dignitas team peels back and just tries to focus him down, there's a good chance they could take out a pretty hefty damage dealer.
Well, we saw Dignitas has been able to put up a good fight at their inhibitor once or twice now, causing Curse to go back. They've been able to get the inhibitor, but that's only 2 times now. They're not really gaining anything else. They've got an inhibitor, but they've been stopped there. 33 minutes in, they need more because it's stacking up for Cruiser. He's going to have that Saracen Brace soon. He's going to have that extra shield for himself that he won't have to call Scara on. Crumbs will be able to shield someone. They're really going to have what they need to get in these fights.
Very big fight about to happen.
Yeah.
Late game has pretty much arrived. Frozen Heart is so close for Cruiser. He needs about 500 more gold, and he would be able to purchase that. That would be monstrous because attack speed reductions are doubly effective against Aatrox. He needs it for the sustain and for his own damage.
See what the siege power here is of this Curse team. Last time it was just Quas face first into the turret and stopping the team. Bloodwell was used on that. He's got it again, so see if they get their patience tried here.
It's also harder for Curse to turret dive because they don't have the armor. Whoever the turret aggro's onto, is going to be taking much more damage than their normal tank. They almost need to find a catch.
They can't even get cop in for shots here. He's
the Baron buff is gone as well. They did not really make very good progress with that buff.
Okay, so
this would be a moment for them to maybe go, since Cutie Pie has to finish off those minions. Get the stun!
Gets it onto Skara. That's going to be big damage. Can they get the slow as well? Crumbs is able to kick him back under the turret. Cutie Pie now culling from the outside, but he stops it short to try and get the auto attacks in. The rest of the team is kiting very well. There goes Quas. The turret's getting hit up by Cop, but what are they going to do for this? Quas goes down, the turret as well. They just get Quas. The turret will stay up. Big for Dig.
Dignitas managed a clean disengage from that fight, which is so important. Cruiser was able to tank out enough damage with that active on his Seraph's Embrace. Just an incredible hold by Dignitas. They might be in position to win the game now.
Dragons a minute 30. They have time if somebody is on their way. Cop and Bunny look like they are going to be going for Dragons, so they'll keep that out of Dig's hands, which at this point, Dragons that level, average level 15, so it's going to be worth its max amount of gold.
And when I say they might be able to win the game now, I mean, they might be able to win the game in about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But it just means they're not losing now and that they get even more time to finish. Watch, it seemed like Scar was going to go down, but Quas couldn't quite get in range to chain the CC onto Scar, and it allowed him to escape. Also, Curse split focused. Half onto Scar, half onto Cruiser. And then once the shockwave hit, the rest of Curse realized they had to back away. Quas was so far in, he could not run away, and it ended up being a 1-for-0 with no turret kills.
Crumbs in a dangerous spot. Safe right now on his own, but could have been hit up by Voyboy and Cop right there. They're trying to do what they can as quick as they can to clear vision on Baron so they can get a little bit of their own. 61.3 to 51.7, so we're looking at pretty much 10K here that Dig has now been able to thwart off. 5 turrets down they've been able to thwart off. Start coming back into this game. 13 to 7 is something they're trying to work on as well. Scar's doing a great job at 327 in farm, as well as Cutie Pie surpassing Cop, which does not happen a lot in farm at 347 to 297.
Yeah, he's going to be a very scary Lucian. Also, going for Alacrity Boot, something you very rarely see when AD carries. But move speed is at a premium for Lucian, especially when he's trying to kite out Quas.
Got so many things to slow you, from Quas's E, coming in from the Caliber Nat, Glitter Lance. He's keeping himself safe. He doesn't have the Mikhail's Crucible like Bunny Fufu has built up. Kiwi Kid's got a full inventory right now, and there's a Negatron Cloak there to keep himself safe. Both teams really respecting the amount of power that's coming from both sides right now, as they just kind of poke with as much as they have.
Yeah, I wonder where the Cutie Pie said it. Is he going to take the blue buff for himself on a double AP team? Yep. I guess so.
Quick answer.
Obviously, Cruiser doesn't need it because he has close to max cooldown and a bunch of mana. But you would expect that to go over to Skara. It was more of a Cutie Pie didn't get spotted while he was over there, and Orianna can hold off the Baron pressure more. Someone may as well get it. And it is actually very good on Lucian. He has a very heavy spellcasting AD carry.
He's saying, guys, do what you can so I can get gold for this last Whisper. Not going to be able to buy it. This fight is going to be pushed very hard right now. You can see Curse wants a little bit more vision on it. Crumbs is trying to do what he can. Still, it's just standing in this spot. It's been about 2 to 3 minutes here, and that it's not good for Curse. We saw a definitive play from them before, and now they're stalling.
Yeah, it's dangerous times for them right now. Cutie Pie has enough damage that if they don't get onto him, he will finish off the magic resist heavy tanks that Curse has brought into the game.
Very big for Cruiser. Frozen Heart's been finished up for him. He's going to want to get himself straight into that fight as well. 3-1-1 after having quite a hard time in the top lane, getting pushed back by Quas all day. But they've made it finally. Dignitas is kind of down that long and beaten path, and they've found the late game now, built up to that full form that Scar likes to be in. The last Whisper could be coming in here for Cutie Pie. He gets himself back and purchased with a few wards. So Dignitas looks fight ready. Curse has already been set up.
And as we get later and later game, oh dear. He's become more and more important. Dignitas actually trying to get control of the Baron area, which is so bold considering they've been down so much. It just shows you how confident they're feeling in their team strength right now.
8,500 gold down. We'll see what they can do to pressure themselves into this fight. Crumbs could have a good kick to get in, but that leaves him to be zeroed out instantly by Lulu. Front end damage. Another hit by Dominate. So many decisions, but you just think on the other side, it's so dangerous.
Yeah, for Dignitas to win these fights, they actually want to play a fairly disengage-heavy style. They need to wait for people to walk into the Shockwave, and I'mACutiePie needs to kite back with the culling and the rest of Lucian's skills. It's a very touch-and-go game right now. Finishing that last Whisper is huge.
Dignitas, hearts pounding right now along with the fans. They've always said that this is the bane here, the B word for them on the top side of the map was
Not
something
lately,
that
I'd
they
have to
wouldn't
say.
focus, but
Yeah.
right, Crum said lately, it's something that they could be able to work off of, and they've done it 2 games in a row. Well, not in a row, but 2 games lately that have been able to really give them an advantage in this late game. 40
Practice makes
minutes
perfect,
in,
baby.
that's the Talisman of Ascension. Dominate gets hit up. He's going to be going for the, ooh, the Lantern over. I thought he was going to try to flash out of that one. Bunny Fufu, he's stuck. He can't go down and get himself past the rubble of the turret. But this
Here
could
comes
be
Curse.
the disengage. The culling goes
Block it.
out. It's going to split him. The ace in the hole goes right around the team, and it's going to be the engagement. Crumbs gets hit up, but he kicks back. Cop on the front line gets a good shot, but the safeguard gets Crumbs to Skara, but they split now. They're trying to pretty much get the tunnel going on, and Curse is just going to say, no, it's Baron.
Support for support. Nobody able to block for Kiwi Kid, so he ends up going down. Curse can kill this very quickly. One of the underrated things about AP Lulu is how much damage she adds to allies' auto attacks. It's about 150 extra damage every auto attack from Pix when she throws that on Quas.
Oh, that's the big damage that they are taking, though. Skara, these shockwaves really helping. As you can see, even the fans loving it to keep these guys in the fights. Like we said, Dignitas has that area of effect damage when Cruiser hits that ult. Skara and Kiwi Kid with Tibbers, they are able to control a huge area.
Yeah, this was a nice initiation there by Kiwi Kid because they saw the Voyboy. Voyboy just been bottom, so he couldn't actually save here. Scar wanted to wait a split second longer. They would have killed Dominate as well. That could have swung the game, but because they didn't, there's that ace in the hole. Kiwi Kid flashes kind of in the wrong angle. If he was a little bit closer towards the rest of Dignitas, he would have been able to save himself. But this Baron dance continues. It's been going on for quite some time. This Baron goes down so fast.
Curse is not taking it. Ooh,
they're gonna get
Sonic Wave hits.
This would be one hell of a steal.
Crumbs on the outside. Sonic Wave going to be coming back up again for him. Baron is quite
off of
low.
it.
Yeah, they are definitely going to pull off this. Skara coming from the backside. And this is just their decision. They have no deep wards. They're pretty much doing this for safety.
They didn't know how far away the rest of Dignitas was. That would have been a fairly safe Baron. They could have had people trying to block Lee Sin out, and Dominate on Elise has better smite execute potential than Crumbs. It still would have been probably about a 40-60 or a 30-70, and that's not a chance Chris wanted to take.
It's a perfect example of being able to use your composition when it comes to fruition. We see 4 kills on Cruiser in the top lane and only 3 to I'mACutiePie, but the rest of the team is working these fights so well that it doesn't matter. There's kills across the board on the other side. Dignitas really breathing a short amount of oxygen to keep in this one, but it's keeping him alive.
A really key item that was just picked up recently that we have to touch on is Voyboy's Lichbane. So many of the Lulu builds in the past have Lichbane pretty much after Athene's because it is just so damn good on Lulu, helping her get in damage. He finished it just now. Remember, so it is hitting for big, big damage right here. After every auto, it's going to be 460 extra damage for him on that 2-second cooldown.
Skara in the front looking for a very big shockwave here. We'll keep our eyes on that ball as well as on Crumbs. They're the 2 fastest to move on this. Kiwi Kid also could get a flash in there. The flash hook trying to come out from Bunny Fufu on the initiation.
They did get Scar's flash though, so if they land any type of cocoon on him, the game will pretty much be over. This is another position Curse is in where if they get a catch, they could potentially end. But Dignitas probably has better chances in this fight than they did the last time. There's no turret protecting them like the fight was on the other side though, so it's a very touchy moment right here.
Dodging out everything that they need to. Ace in the hole. A little over a quarter of the health going on to Kiwi Kid, or off of him, I should say. Voyboy gets himself in for a Glitter Lance Cop every so often, getting the pokes in. Staying out of range for any
no follow-up
engagements.
yet.
Nothing there. Quas gets Rune Prison. Back and forth. The flash. Timbers goes on to Cop. He gets a great shield in the Wild Growth as well. Will they be able to get to the back line? No. Curse is in their face right now. And Cruiser, he's going to be going down. They do not have the Rise control anymore. And Curse stops pursuit, but it's only for 1 kill.
Voyboy actually flashed out. I thought I'm a Cutie Pie killed them. They do get the inhibitor. And they get a kill on a Dignitas. A very valiant defense, but they can't quite save it. I'd say the initiation was a hair late by Dignitas right there. And you can just see how close these teams actually are with that last fight.
This has to be scary for Curse. For the 3rd time at that inhibitor, to only get the inhibitor and 1 kill means you're going backwards.
Yeah, Shockwave only hit 2 there from Dignitas, and they needed a little bit more. But look at how much damage I'm a Cutie Pie was doing there. The flash right as he would have died to that. And the chase continues from Dignitas. They might try and force a Baron or something at this point. I'm a Cutie Pie very strong. This fight is chaos.
Whoa, going on to Skara. It's going to be Quaz actually on the top side. If he can get a nice flight in, they will be able to pop up the entire team. Skara's quite low, but nobody wants to get the initial kill. They missed the cocoon just on the left of his shoulder, but it's Cop with the rest of the team. It took a while, but they finally got it.
That was just confidence and communication. It looked like I Will Dominate was on a suicide mission, but because he knew he had the Wild Growth from Voidball behind him, Dignitas trying to force. While Cruiser was dead for some reason, that could very well just cost them Baron, and maybe more.
Kiwi Kid on the outside. That smite is up. The flash is down for Kiwi, though, on the last initiation. Bunny Fufu taking a heck of a lot of damage there, and Curse looks to be in a sore position as the vision comes in from Dignitas. This could be very big.
Another hold off right there because I'm a Cutie Pie is doing so much damage. Additionally, it's because no one was itemizing for him. All the threat was from Rise and Orianna, and that's why he's went full offensive items. Soon he'll even have Blade of the Ruined King, and that is just an immense amount of damage coming out of Illusion. This game is crazy, really.
Near 40 minutes into this game, and we finally get a bit of armor being built out. That Warden's Mail onto Quas. They've still been going for damage, and the average player has about 15,000 to 14 to 15,000 gold on Curse right now. Look at the other side, 12, 10, 13, but Cutie Pie sitting at 17,000 along with Cobb. So he's been keeping himself right on par.
Dignitas has channeled a lot of farm into him, and once again, the Baron start is there. Cutie Pie saying, I know you're there. How long are they going to respect that? There's a ward inside. It is a steal chance, but it is ridiculously dangerous.
Crumbs can do it. He gets in. He does not steal it. That is what they needed. He goes down in the attempt. 5 of 6 Barons, or 5 of 6 Dragons, and 2 of 2 Barons. Puts Curse in this position.
Curse was fed up with all that dancing around. This time they went for it, knowing the steal was a fairly low percentage chance, and they predicted that Dignitas wouldn't have the team fight right there. Good timing. That would almost have been better for Crumbs to not even try the steal. He's probably going to die regardless, and with the 60-second death timers, it means his team now has to defend 4v5, maybe even temporarily 3v5, because there are super minions on the far side of Dignitas' base right now, and I'm a Cutie Pie can't take any harass with that build.
Oh, doesn't get the shield on. The ball couldn't move in time.
This
Half
is
HP for
real
Skara.
trouble.
Cobb's just on the outside poking in the turret. He doesn't need help from anyone else to get that, and Curse is going to methodically walk this one in and surgically remove Dignitas from the map.
Yeah, this could be it. This is going to be 3 inhibitors right here for Curse while they wait for Crumbs to respawn, and a base turret is dead for Dignitas.
15,000 gold on the lead. Curse having a little bit of trouble trying to close this one out previously, but they're in the base looking for the gold right now, looking for the home plate. They're going to get a good engagement on Quas, going right into the middle of the fight, pulling out Aatrox this game. 19-8 is the scores. They look for a few more kills, getting one onto Cruiser, one onto Skara as the Nexus turret goes down. Bunny Fufu grabs up a teddy bear for himself as a present, and they grab down the Nexus in 47 minutes.
And even though it took them a little bit of time, Curse's domination of Dignitas continues. They are now 3-0 against them on the season. They take their 4th place spot, so they're safe in the standings based on the head-to-head performance. That feels good for them. They had a better mid-game team, but they won late game because of better team coordination. They had just enough of a gold lead to carry them through that moment. What a game.
One of those games where a lot of this happened back in the spring split, go past the summer even, where teams would get ahead and then they'd kind of falter, didn't know where to go. A little more control here even, but we did see Curse taking a step back after that inhibitor every time, but then they finally found their way in. This will definitely be a game for them to look at as a win with things to still learn from.
Absolutely. I mean, another victory for them with Bunny Fufu as well. Cop was a machine that entire game. We kind of lost his brilliance within the chaos of that game, but 6-0-7 on Caitlyn against double AP composition with a lot of catch potential. A lot of people wanted him dead.
He's happy about that. That's his 10th play on Caitlyn. He makes it 5-5, so he's evened out the score there. He was trying to get the record back up. And really, as we said, he's been consistent. The team's coming through. Voyboy gets Lulu again, which I don't think is going to be happening too much more in the future because his play is so solid.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting to see much Lulu from anyone on the 4.3 patch, especially with Lichbane the way it is. We're not playing on the 4.4 patch, which is live. LCS this week is on that 4.3 patch. He didn't necessarily dominate the game,
right?
But you have to think back. When Curse finally started to get control of that game, it was the roam top by Voyboy as Quas was getting jumped on, the last second wild growth to save him, and that's really what got them started.
That plays well, too, into what Scar was saying about Orianna being that utility. Orianna has dissonance, and she can get to the top lane fast as well, but not as fast as Lulu, not as fast as Voyboy did. So you can see the discrepancy there as well. And we pointed out in that replay that Voyboy wasn't moving until Bloodwell was being used. So he only had so much time to get up there. Coming out big in that, he actually only played Lulu last week the first time. So this is his second time playing it, 2-0 on that.
But you also got to remember, everybody but Cloud9 had basically a dark week. Last week. Cloud9 got the benefit of playing international competition. These other guys got more time to practice, more time to try to retool their champion pools. Quas could add Aatrox to his list, right, to learn, hey, yeah, that's pretty good against Ryze. Started off very well. Even that top lane, Quas, the map pressure he was able to create on a cruiser was immense in giving him just enough of a gold lead to take off Dignitas. We could really see at the end of that game just how bad things would have been for Curse if they didn't start off the game so well.
That's true. The full damage build as well would have made it come crumbling down so much faster. But they were able to hold it. As we said, I believe 5 of 5 dragons and 2 of 2 on the Baron. So 5 of 6 on the dragons, sorry. So
they also had tremendous buff control. The blue and red buff were pretty much on their side the entire time. A lot of that did come from I Will Dominate, just having lanes that were ahead. Crumbs, despite his bad scoreline in that game, 0-6-6, was really what was keeping Dignitas in the game.
Yeah, a few good initiations. That first early gank in the bottom lane. Not something that could snowball over Curse as Curse wins the game, but right now we're going to send it over to Freak for a first-hand account of Team Curse's win.
Thank you very much, Riv. Hey, guys, I'm joined by Voyboy and Quas. You guys, 3-1-9, 3-1-10 on Lulu and Aatrox. We'll start with the Aatrox pick. We've seen him a bit in Europe, not much in North America. Why is this guy so good?
It's a pick of mine against Ryze because he has a lot of sustain to overcome his harass, and then you can also jump into him and like kill him. You have a lot of kill pressure in the lane, so it forces him to play more passively.
And does your team have to play around the fact that you're playing Aatrox? Does he bring different things to a team than something like a Shyvana?
Certainly. He's not as tanky as other top laners, but he does have a knock-up. He has some utility, and since we have Lulu, I can go in, knock people up, and then knock them up again with the Lulu ulti. So he has some synergy in our team comp.
It's a really great synergy, and of course, Lulu, you got hurt again. Why do people keep giving you Lulu?
Honestly, I don't know, because I think teams should probably just ban Lulu against us. Like, I was one of the first original people to even play like Lulu in solo lane. Like, IPL4 with Dignitas, we ran like the Lulu, Rocket Com, and all that. So I've been playing the champion for a while. I obviously took a break when she wasn't as dominant, but she's super strong right now. And yeah, it just feels very comfortable to play Lulu.
Yeah, it's working well for you guys. We actually have a replay of one of the amazing plays you guys had in the top lane. If you can get that on your screen. You almost get caught out. You get the crazy Lulu save. What's going through your mind, Quas?
I'm like, all right, so I see Ryze walking in. I'm just going to mess him up. And then he's like, oh, crap, there's Lee Sin here. I need to get out. And then my teammates are around. And this whole time, I'm trying to, I hear Lulu say that he's coming. So I look at the map, see where he is coming. And so I go down to get the Lulu ulti. And now I need to attack so I can proc my lifesteal. So I heal him just enough to survive the last Ryze Q, and then they managed to clean off.
So you just barely got that in the coordination.
Yeah. I knew I had my proc, so I needed to get the last auto attack off. So
that was awesome. Yeah. Of course, it worked for you guys. So a really dominant early game in this matchup, right? You guys had the first 35 minutes on lock, constantly picking up kills. Then it stalled out for you guys. What happened that let Dig start crawling back in?
Once we got that first spot inhib, we obviously knew that the Super Cruise would come in. We wanted to rotate to take Baron control, and then we would go for objectives like Baron stuff, and every time we'd go for it, we'd somehow kind of botch the fight a little bit. Like one of us would die, and that'd delay our push for the next objective. And then we had one kind of sloppy fight bot that actually kind of scared us, because at that point we were pretty far ahead, and we should have been able to decisively win any fights, and we just misplayed a little bit, and that kind of, I guess, kind of hurt our morale a little bit, but we were still like, okay, just focus up. Like, we have to close this game out. We have a really big lead, and we just kept looking for the objectives, used our lead to our advantage, and took home the win.
Yeah, you guys eventually did that. And actually, speaking of your guys' team fights, we have one second replay for you guys of, I think, the first successful bottom lane push where you get the inhibitor. If we can get that on your screen. Walk me through this team fight.
All right, so we're just walking up. The inhib's up. We kind of want to look for like poke on it. If they commit to a fight onto us, or if we get a priority target with like a thresh hook or a cocoon, then we are definitely open to fighting. But right now, our main goal is not to fight. Our main goal is to get the inhib. Because while we definitely think we can win a fight, we don't want to like make that our goal. And they try to initiate on us. They get a really nice Oriole on me, Cop, and our support. And then that kind of messes up because we just disregarded the ball there when we should not have been clumping up that much. And the only reason they were able to like make the fight so close is because of that Ori ultimate. If I was like on the right side, if Cop was a little bit more to the left, then it wouldn't have been at all scary. And then they jump in. It's still a 1 for 2, but we're all super low. And if the fight went a little differently, it could have potentially went the other way. Yeah,
it was honestly really, really close. The shockwaves were great. I want to ask you guys about one of the other players in your team, Bunny Fufu. Now, you're 4-1. Since the addition of him onto the roster. What's he bringing to the team for you guys?
I think he brings like a really positive attitude, and he also brings really strong mechanics. So in bot lane, there's like a lot of plays being made and that were made before. So it definitely brings a lot of snowball factor into the bot lane, which we really appreciated.
Yeah, it's working really well for you guys, honestly. And I know this is an issue for some of the players there. The dress code at the LCS, you got to wear pretty much standard pants and jeans for most of the players. How's Bunny Fufu doing without his pajama pants?
He's doing great.
Yeah. Doing all right.
Yeah.
Dress code's working out for him. So 4-1. So then talk to me about how you're going for the rest of this week. Tomorrow, you fight XDG. How's that game going to go?
Well, right now we're in 4th place. We feel really good, very confident. We beat XDG last week. I think we can do it again, and hopefully just keep racking up those wins. Maybe we can secure our spot in 4th, or maybe make it to 3rd place by the end of the season. Who knows? But we're definitely trying to improve every day and just be the best that we can be.
Absolutely. You guys are 3 wins behind CLG right now. If they lose today, then you're -3 games from them. Are you pushing hard for that playoff run, or are you just going to be like, well, we'll hold our position and just kind of prepare for the postseason?
We want to be the best team that we can possibly be going into playoffs. Like, we did not have a good start to the season, but we have been improving dramatically in the past few weeks, and I think everyone just wants to be able to say, like, we are a top team in North America, and I think we are approaching that, and I think if we keep putting in the practice, keep playing well at LCS, we can come out of the season with just like smiles on our faces and be like, yeah, we're good now.
Yeah, and you guys are looking actually absolutely phenomenal. So one last question for you, Quas. If the season ended right now, you would face Dignitas in the playoffs. How would you feel if that was your first round matchup?
I think I'll feel pretty confident. We beat him all the times we faced him, so I think we have what it takes to take him down.
We'll see if that's a good matchup for you guys. Guys, congratulations on the win. We'll see you, of course, on the Rift again tomorrow and the next couple of weeks. We've got more games going on that we're going to flash away. When we come back, Coast will look to snap their Super Week slump when they take on Cloud9. We'll be right back.
I'm holding Kitty. I hit Kiwi, I can't hit Kiwi.
Watch out for Oriana, could be
Okay, I'm on Kiwi. Okay, perfect. I'm like top. Okay, he's no flash, Okay, look for Ori, look for Ori.
Yeah, he's dead.
Okay, keep on going.
Yeah, good job.
Okay, push 2 turns,
Keep pushing. Good job.
Turret set.
We did the roam through the jungle, that was so beast.
Yeah.